have identified mental health as their core project. I'm now joined by Councillor Fen Paulus, who is the Deputy Mayor from Hagegengop Secondary School, and the Councillor Vinonjo Karaurwa from DHBS. Good evening, Councillors, and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Thank you. All right. So what prompted the Junior Council to make mental health its core project?
Okay, so a survey conducted on mental health indicated that 40% of young people face and suffer mental health illnesses, right? So this is the reason we as the Junior Council chose to actually take mental health as our project, because we see the number of suicide cases rising every day. We see that there are a lot of dropouts, and we see that people actually ignore the mental health issues, right? But we want to bring it on the open. It has been ignored for so many years, but we, the Junior Council, do realize that in order for the youth to actually bring progress and to actually make a positive impact in the community, they have to actually know how to handle their emotions and to be to be mentally aware of how they behave and how they can deal with certain situations.
All right. Now, Vena, let's hear from you. What do you think are some of the issues that contribute to mental health in one?
As teenagers or young adults, I feel like the most important thing that really, affects all of our mental health is exam stress, school stress, self-esteem issues, not having things that kids have at school, problems at home. All these are very much contributing factors.
Yeah,
all right.
As well as the environment that's surrounded by you, and as well as childhood traumas, and all this also contribute very much.
All right. Now, what are some of the focal points that you guys will be bringing forward through your project, especially when it comes to young people?
One of the things that we do want to bring forward is there is help. Even though maybe it might not be known to people, there is help. There are counselors, we can get through this. It's become a new pandemic because this, it's really not being good for us. Suicide has risen so much, and I feel like a new pandemic, we need to solve it. It's our time to shine. It's the youth. Let's save our people.
All right. But do you guys think that there is help out there?
Yeah, there is actually, because even the city of Windhoek offers free services, free counseling services. It offers study skills, and I actually have a contact number here, which the youth can actually contact. And the name is Melissa Jane. She's a social worker at City of Windhoek, and you can contact her at 061 290 3623. I repeat, 061 290 3623. But apart from that, there's also Childline Lifeline. Their line is 116, and you can contact it. And if you have any certain problems that you cannot actually, you need help and you need somebody to talk to, and home is not such a safe place, so you can actually just call them. And we also have, our life skills teachers at school, right? Most of them help, but the problem is actually creating a safe space. That's why many learners now go to the life skills teachers. But if you do not feel safe wherever you are, you can actually contact these people, these numbers that I've actually just said.
Let me add that this young lady at City of Windhoek, Melissa Jane Lowe, she's such a nice lady,
Yeah,
and confidentiality is 120% proven.
Okay, not 100.
No,
not even 100. So I believe that don't be afraid. Not everyone judges you. Yeah.
All right. Now, Vena, let's hear from you. People usually say when it comes to mental health, only adults are the ones prone to mental health, and they don't look at the young adults, especially school kids. People are just like, what are school kids suffering from? What is adding to their mental health, and what issues are they having? What do you think are some of the issues that school kids are having, and that the society is being ignorant towards?
I believe that most people don't think kids might have any mental health issues because they don't pay bills, they don't have to make sure food is on the table. What do you have to stress about?
Yeah.
You get given everything on a silver platter. What actually do you have to be upset about? No, I feel like it's never the case. And mental health is not something that can only be in teenagers or in adults. Small kids can have very severe mental issues.
Can actually affect anybody. Everyone is at the risk of actually facing a mental illness.
And the fact that you don't identify it early, it could be caused into something even worse. It could be turned into drug abuse because you don't know how to cope. This is why we're here. Let's stop this pandemic once again.
Okay. So people also talk about bullying as one of the causes of mental health. How do you guys think we can combat this?
Okay. Bullying is truly one of the causes of, depression and all that. So I feel like it just starts with talking to kids, right? Talking to them and encouraging them to like be kind to everybody you see, because it's not everybody you see is okay. Any random joke that you are ugly can actually get somebody into depression. And I feel like parents play a very big role to talk to your child, to actually know how to be around people, to actually know that people do have emotions. But it also comes to teenagers and the youth themselves, educating themselves, right, to know how to handle their own emotions, to be self-aware, so that no random comment, like she tells me that I will fail and I believe it. No, I should have a sense of belief in myself, and it comes from actually being self-aware, knowing what triggers me, and to actually know how to not
fail, and
to not agree with something that I know it's not true for me.
I feel like this all comes in with self-esteem. When you have a low self-esteem, very little things can affect you, and you do not know how to cope with certain stuff. So I believe that even when you get bullied as just something small, you would stop doing certain things that people used to talk about. You get anxiety of places where a lot of people are because you don't know what they're going to say about you. Then depression comes, you feel like you're alone. All these factors play out, and I feel like it's very serious.
All right.
Bullying on social media is very serious.
All right, but let's look at schools. Do you think schools are providing a safe environment for their learners, from you guys' perspectives?
It's actually to a certain extent,
All right.
because what most of the life skills teachers do, for what I've seen, they actually wait for learners to come to them. But it's actually them that are supposed to create this safe space, so that if and powerless decide that no, my life skills teachers can actually help me, I can go to them. I feel like them offering like one-to-one conversations with these learners will actually help them to like open up and create this space where that mental health is such an important thing within the school. And it also comes from every teacher within the school. It's not just the life skills teachers that should be responsible for this mental health. Like if I'm a class register for Veno, I should make sure that when I see Veno not behaving the way she normally does, I should look into it and not just to like push it aside, because it's something that will affect her schoolwork.
All right, Veno, what's your take on it?
I just believe that a lot of schools do provide life skills teacher, trusted teacher. But I feel like other than that, I feel like a very important part is maybe we can create support groups within our schools. Just support groups of people that might be going through the same things. We talk about it, no one is going to judge you, you feel safe, and you find a family, that understands you. I just believe that schools, you might not be as, happy to go to a guidance counselor, and then people will see you there going to the guidance counselor and be like, what's going on with that person? So I feel like sometimes just maybe reach out a bit more. Yeah.
All right. Now, if schools aren't doing it, then do you think parents and the society are doing it for the learners?
Parents and society. I feel like because of our traditions, it's not as easy to every parent.
For children to speak out.
For children to speak out. Then again, on my other point of parents believe that kids should not have any problems because, they are fed, they go to school.
So what problems do you have?
What problems do you have? So I feel like some parents are, you may go to them, but just seek help. If you really feel like you really cannot do this, I feel like for me, and I feel like anyone in your family, they would rather talk to you than talk to you at your grave.
Deputy Mayor, what's your take on that?
Okay, my take on that is that, okay, so we see the society, right? Society consists of different parts, different people, but I feel like the youth as a whole is trying their best for their youth, right? Right. So we have organizations that actually major into mental health and try to have this mental health run and try to, like, you know, educate the youth. Like in my community, there is United Youth Charity Association, and like once in a month they actually help us. They actually gather the children within, you know, the community and talk to them and help them where they can. And I feel like to a certain extent, the youth is actually doing it. And it's trying to change this whole, you know, stigma against mental health.
Yeah, we are securing our future.
All right. Now, for us to close off our conversation overall, what do you guys plan on achieving with this project as the council, as the junior council?
So, our main mission goal is to make sure that at least a large number of school learners or teenagers or the youth have access to these sources that actually help them when it comes to mental health, such as these, you know, cell phone lines that actually offers, you know, free counseling sessions, and also would love to like get into contact with social health workers to actually help the youth to like so that they get maybe therapy or they get just this support that they really need.
And I feel like the most important thing for the young youth is to know how to deal with stress. Because stress is also one of the major causes of mental illness. Because if you cannot deal with stress, it goes into another thing. You cannot deal with this, you cannot deal with this. So I feel like let's start with let's deal with stress. You know, we can always put posters around schools. And I just feel like this is an issue that can be solved very easily. I feel like we should be more sensitive to others, and we should, you know, let it be known that there is help. And like Melissa Lowe, this beautiful young lady and there's also help if at the government also provides help, I think, in Katudura hospital.
And as well, it's like to actually give tips on how to like cope with certain situations, as she said, and as well as to like just to how to navigate through certain situations when you are faced with this, or how you can actually keep your mental well-being. Like that includes meditating, journaling, and all that. These are actually tips that we would want to like maybe publish in the newspapers or like print out and give to the school so they paste it, so that it can become something normal, so that people are able to like overcome it. Do you care?
All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right. That was Fan Paulus, who is the Deputy Mayor from Hagagengop Secondary School, as well as Venonjo Karaura from DHPS, who is a councillor, talking to us about their project that has to do with mental health, and also just giving us tips there. And, you know, something that they highlighted throughout the interview is get help, speak out. You know, just like the project Speak Out, Seek Help. Yes, let's do that. Don't go anywhere. Let's take a look at more local